Hi, everybody. My name is Peggy Sue Monday, and I wanted to tell you about my friend Judy. First, let me say that I'm so sorry I can't be there with you all today in person, and I'm thankful that they could show this video. A long time ago, I had a sister named Judy and a mom named Betty. They died a year apart from each other when I was 26 and 27 years old. So at a very young age, I lost my mom and my sister. But God knew what he was doing when I moved to Florida at the age of 36. So 10 years later, I met a couple of ladies through church who quickly became my very best friends. And interestingly enough, their names were Betty and Judy. So God always has a plan, is what that taught me. My Judy was so special and so fun. And I think I maybe knew her in a way that some of you maybe didn't know her. You know, she could have been my mom. She was old enough to be my mom, but yet we were such good friends. We just liked to hang out together. We'd like to run down to the villages and go shopping or go out for lunch. But I'm going to tell you a couple of funny stories about my Judy. We would get together on New Year's Eve at a friend's house for a New Year's Eve party. And none of us will ever forget the time we were playing a game of charades. And Judy's word was up and she was doing her thing and we had no idea what it was. Finally, she pulled up her shirt and pulled down her pants to show her belly button and was pointing to her belly button. And we were all falling out of our chairs. She was halfway undressing herself. And we had no idea what the clue was. Finally, we were all laughing so hard, and she had to tell us that what she was trying to describe to us was belly button lint. And we will never forget how hilarious that moment was. And then there was another time when, and this is an interesting story, we heard about a turkey testicle festival that was held annually in Illinois. It was a huge fundraiser. And I was looking for a fundraiser for our church to do. So I said, why don't we do a turkey testicle festival? This has been going on for dozens of years at this town in Huntley, Illinois. Look that up. And they serve tens of thousands of turkey testicles every November at their festival. So I said, let's see if we can get turkey testicles and we'll do this festival. Well, we looked everywhere. We went to every butcher shop. We went to every store and asked if they could order turkey testicles, and no one could order them. And as a matter of fact, they looked at us like we had lost our minds. So we had this little supper club group that got together at each other's houses, and it was going to be at Judy and Bob's house the next month, November. And one of the other guys in the supper group said, hey, listen, I'm going to do my best to find turkey testicles, and I'm going to make this happen. So he couldn't find them, but they thought they were going to trick us and make fake turkey testicles. So we arrived to Bob and Judy's house, and Judy had made at a store somewhere this huge banner draped across the front of their doorway that said, welcome to the Turkey Testicle Festival. And I only can imagine what the neighbors must have thought. What is going on in that house? But as we pulled up for dinner club that night, and saw that huge banner draped across the front of their doorway porch. We were just dying laughing. And then, of course, our friend brought in the fake turkey testicles, and we all had a good time with that event. So Judy was so much fun for me and for our little group. Did you know that she made anatomically correct dolls, similar to a stuffed doll, like a stuffed animal doll, that she donated to the local child advocacy center, so that when children were suffering from some sort of sexual abuse, they would use those dolls to give to the children so that the children could try to explain maybe what had happened to them. And she showed us those dolls one night, and we were like, what the heck is going on here? But then she explained what she was doing. She had such a good heart, so tenderhearted, wanted to help anybody that she could anytime. She helped me through some rough patches, I'll tell you. When my husband died, she called me all of the time to check on me, to make sure that I was okay, because she was already a widow. So she knew the life that I was living, and she knew what I was going through. When she moved to Michigan, it wasn't but a few years later that I moved to Illinois. And so I had the opportunity to travel back and forth and see her a few times at her new place, and go to dinner with her and Barbara. And I loved her so much, and my time with her was so very precious. I will miss her phone calls. I will miss her prayers. She would pray for me, and I would pray for her. And she was just a dear, dear friend. She loved her children. She was so very heartbroken about Harper, and she would call me and cry and just let me know how sad she was that Harper was ill. And she loved her family. So there's my stories about my Judy, my sweet Judy, that I'm going to miss so, so very much. I know she's resting in the arms of God with her sweet Bob, who we also love so very, very dearly. So thank you for listening to my words, and I wish you all peace as you go through these next few days, weeks, months, and years without my sweet Judy.